let's give a little bit of time for everybody to connect and get started on this session today. Thank you for being here. I'm going to start pulling up my presentation. Okay.
Hey, Annie, just a real quick note. This is Marty. I'm driving, so I will be off camera for a little bit.
Sounds good. All good. Okay, so let's get started. Well, thank you guys for being here. You have made it to week number 8. That is amazing. And today we are going to cover sales funnels. So we're just learn today how to make sales while you sleep. And our speaker is Darren Utt. Is that how you pronounce your last name? I've never really known. Yes. All right.
Pretty
so
close.
remember,
Yeah, you got it.
Awesome. Please remember that this session is recorded. The breakout sessions are not. That is your space to be able to discuss things. We're gonna have a breakout session a little longer today. So, and really the activity, if you guys have had a chance to look at it, it's pretty good. So I hope that this is very useful for you guys. We want to recognize and appreciate the fact that this program is funded by the EDA and in conjunction with all of the city, counties, federal agencies, and foundations that work with us. So this is where we are right now. Please remember that next week there is no class. So you guys have some time to work on your pitches and on your marketing framework. Then this week's mentor, oopsie. Oh my good Lord, I'm going super fast. Okay, this week's mentor hour is tomorrow at 10. And you guys have a calendar invite and you have a reminder email right before that. Remember that there is no class next week, and I will keep emphasizing this so you guys remember that there isn't. Although there is going to be a webinar on capital access that Darren is going to talk to you about if you guys are missing us. Remember that your pitch video is due on June 8th. Keep it simple. It is a 60 to 90-minute second video. It's not very long. And all you have to do is explain how you're going to change your marketing strategy from now on. So whether that is changing something that you've already been working on or a new tool that you learn about during this accelerator, we want to hear about it. And you guys don't have to create anything fancy like a video with animation or anything like that. Just doing this, talking in front of a camera is enough. You can do it with your phone and practice, practice, practice. We are going to have the open mentor hours so you guys get some feedback. And you're going to be coordinating that among your cohorts.
Honey, there was
Yes.
an excellent question by Mock. I apologize if I don't get your name correct, about the videos. So if you want to, we can do it a couple different ways. The easiest way is if you were to just post it to your own YouTube and send us a link. We could do that, or whatever streaming service it is. These are going to be very small though. If they end up being MP3s, you could probably just email them directly because they are going to be quite small. And you can email them to let's make me the recipient of any emailed videos, Ani. So we'll put that in an email with instructions to everyone.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, Robert. So this is the agenda for the day. Our breakout session is going to be at 10. And I think that's it. So we have Darren Utt. Darren is our communications guy at RAIN, but he is an entrepreneur with an amazing story that I'm not going to tell you because he tells it very well. He has worked for a long time on the production side of marketing, and he has been diving into sales funnels in the last couple of years. and he has created our sales funnels for Rain. And he's going to share you everything that he has learned, things that actually work, things that do not work. And if you guys have any questions, write them on the chat. I'm going to be monitoring that and copying them so that we are able to answer all of them. And without further ado, take it away, Darren.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Ani. I'm going to share my screen here and start the presentation. All right, Rainmakers, you guys, I'm super excited today, super stoked to be with you. This is my second Rainmaker that I've been through, and I'm really excited to be here. I just want to start by saying last week, Rachel asked y'all how you're feeling, and I saw in the chat that a lot of you said you were overwhelmed and you're feeling like there's just a lot, and I totally get it. And so I wanted to spend a little bit of time just doing a recap of where we are, okay? This is the marketing framework. We'll call this our map, all right? And in week 1, Robert talked about your core message, right? And then in week 2, Jill talked a lot about who we're telling that to. She did the whole persona worksheet. And if you haven't filled out that worksheet, I encourage you to go back and find that, in either Ani's emails or in the Facebook, private Facebook group. We have all those resources there. And then in week 3, Ellen did a great job of telling us about how to get free PR, right? So people can find you and you create awareness around your business. And then in week 4, Lily and Tori talked about your minimum viable product and how to not get overwhelmed with tech and not get shiny object syndrome, but just focus on what's actually bringing dollars into your business. And then in week 5, I've got so many pop-ups in all of my areas here. Jess talked a lot about social media, right? Should we focus on Instagram? Should we focus on Facebook or on YouTube or all of them or just one? So go back and watch that if you're feeling any confusion there. And then in week 6, Rachel talked about how to get clients coming back through email marketing, right? And email is such a great way to communicate to your customers because it's free. You don't have to pay to reach them that way through ads or anything. And then last week, our other Rachel talked about sales funnels. I'm going to be talking about sales funnels again today as well, but a little bit more specific around the actual landing pages and specifics around conversion. Okay, so that's where we are today. And I just want to ask your permission. I know that we're kind of overwhelmed with tech. So my talk isn't really specific to any one of these things. It might be, I guess, maybe on week 7 with conversion, just to piggyback on that. But I'm going to cover some more broader concepts as well. And I also just want to say, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you've got this, okay? If you're just getting started with digital marketing, keep going. This stuff takes time. When I first learned about digital marketing, I was like, I'm going to be a millionaire in a month. And that is just the wrong approach to take, okay? This stuff takes time. This isn't another task for your business. This is your business. Okay, this is like the sales department for your business. So it deserves to take time and to have time. Okay, it might take 6 months for you to install some of this stuff or even a year for it to really make sense to you. Okay, if you're overwhelmed with the tech, you're not alone. All right, everyone's overwhelmed with tech. Welcome to the information age. Okay, if you want to make money online, you totally can. Millions of other people do. They're just a few steps ahead of you. All right, and if you just think that this just isn't for you, you might be right. This might not be for you. Maybe you're not tech savvy. Maybe you're not a great marketer or into sales, but there are other people that can do it for you. So don't give up on it. And if you need some advanced training, I'm going to be covering some advanced concepts today that hopefully can help you with your business there. So my number 1 goal today is to show you guys everything that I observed over a 2-year deep dive into digital marketing. And I'm going to try to do that in 10 minutes. Okay, it'd be kind of fun. And then in the second half, I'm going to give you 3 tools that all successful online marketers use. Okay, we'll have a good breakout session like Ani mentioned, and I'll break in the middle to take some questions. Cool. Now, if you guys sell on e-commerce, I want you to get excited because today I'm going to cover these 3 principles that are like the common denominators of any successful sales funnel. And if you have a service-based business, I want you to pay attention because I'm going to cover exactly what you need to do to win online as a service-based business. And in general, if you tell stories and collect money, take today's demonstration or today's presentation as a demo. In other words, I'm doing to you guys right now what you can do to your clients as well. Okay, use this presentation as a guide, all right? But why should you listen to me? I'm a serial entrepreneur with 2 successful production companies under my belt. serving Fortune 100 brands like Nike, BMW, Capital One. And I don't say this to brag, but just to show my experience, and that what I've learned in working with Fortune 100 brands and with small businesses is that the number one thing often holding entrepreneurs back is mindset. Okay, and I'm going to speak to this at the end. All right. So right now I act as the lead funnel builder at Hyperscale. It's my digital marketing business, but I'm also the marketing and communications lead at Rain. How did I get here? I'm just going to tell you guys a quick story. Like I mentioned, for the last like 12 years, I've been a photo and video production manager, and I had like 112 contractors working for me. I was traveling all over the world, to Portugal, to Mexico, all over the US. But in 2019, I made a pivotal mistake, and that I brought on employees into my business. And unfortunately, one of those employees was not a CFO, right? I was in charge of the money. And looking at my QuickBooks after a slow spring sales quarter, where we typically make all of our money in the summer and fall, I recognized in the spring, I was going to be short my payroll expenses. So I went to the bank and I said, Mr. and Mrs. Banker, could you please, give me extend my line of credit, give me a credit card. I just need a few months to cover this payroll expense, and then we'll be good. And guess what they said? They said no. They said no. Sorry, the money's run out. We can't loan you the $30,000 that you're asking for to pay your employees' rent and food expenses. We just can't loan you that money. And you guys, this is a day I'll never forget. Okay, I remember pushing those big glass doors of the bank open upon leaving, and my mouth was dry, right? My heart was beating fast, my palms were sweaty. I just remember staring at the sidewalk, realizing that I had a lot of phone calls to make to tell my employees that in 30 days, they wouldn't have a job, right? Now, as entrepreneurs, we have our ups and downs, and if any of you guys have been through this, it can be debilitating, right? My entire identity was wrapped up in being a successful international photo and video producer. And now I'm just a broke entrepreneur. And so I reached out to my friends and family and said, what should I do? And they said, you should take a break. You've been at this for 12 years. You've been grinding hard. You've been successful, but this is a big blow. Get out of here. Just take some time off. And so I did. I went down to Sayulita, Mexico, and I spent the days surfing and eating tacos. But in the afternoons, you guys, I was still obsessed with what to do next. Okay. And this is a picture of a poster that was on my wall in 2019. Okay, this is 3 years ago. This was like what I'm good at, what the world needs, what makes you money, what your passions are. And then wherever those things meet in the middle, that's what you should do. Notice there's nothing in the middle. Okay. I was a man looking for answers. All right. And at night, when my head hit the pillow at night, that's when the emotions came up, right? That's when I was feeling homesick. But I was really just feeling sad. I was like mourning the loss of my business. And I really just needed a good cry. I just needed to get it out. And I'm a pretty resourceful person. So I knew exactly where to go to get a good cry. And that's America's Got Talent. Right. So there I am sitting in, and this is not a nice place in Mexico. It was a few blocks from the beach, which was cool. But it was like a 10 by 10 room with a bed in the middle, concrete walls, tile floor, and a noisy ceiling fan above my head. And there I am at 2:30 in the morning, right? Just bawling my brains out, watching a golden buzzer, YouTube rabbit hole. Right? This would be like the second lowest moment of my entrepreneurial journey. Okay. It's not a proud time. Okay. But sometimes when we're at our lowest, that's when things turn around. And what happened next is the reason I'm actually talking to you guys. And that's because I saw a YouTube ad. Okay. I saw a YouTube ad from this guy, Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street, played by Leonardo DiCaprio in the movie of the same name. And if you've ever seen the movie, this guy's a convicted felon. So I'm not interested in anything that he's selling, but I am interested in how he's selling it. Right. And so I decided to click on his ad, and I think I'm going to like just absorb everything this guy's doing and see what he's up to. What's this like millionaire doing on YouTube, right? And guess what he's doing? A funnel. He's doing a sales funnel, a YouTube ad to a sales funnel. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to dissect this sucker and just observe how he's doing this. And I want to call back to like what Rachel talked about last week. She went through the anatomy of a sales funnel. She said you have a headline, you've got your supporting text, right? You've got your conversion points, your call to action, You got your selling points down below that. Okay, that's exactly what Jordan was doing here. He had his headline. Here's his supporting text. Now, because he's a golden tongue talker, he took that text and put it in the form of a video. So if you're good at talking, if you look good on video, put your stuff in the form of a video. That's what he did here. He's got a call to action button. Notice all the buttons are the same. Okay, here's a start your free trial now, start your free trial now, start your free trial now, start your free trial now. There's no other buttons on this page. There's no contact us. There's no about us. It's a funnel. There's only one way to go, and that's forward, right? Here's his benefits and selling points. And then I just want to add to your guys' toolkit, another really important thing to have on your sales pages is social proof. Social proof is just like evidence that other people support you or can give you validity. This gives you rapport with your customers. It makes them trust you more, and it gets rid of any skepticism they have that you're the legit deal. Here he has a video of Leonardo DiCaprio being like, yeah, Jordan's cool. All right, it's pretty good social proof. And then the other thing to add to your sales funnel is position yourself as an expert, okay? And that's what he has here. He's himself on stage, and he looks like an expert there, okay? So that's pretty good. And then of course, another call to action. So I click on the button, start my 3-day trial. And the next page, he has a 2-step order form. Now, what's a 2-step order form? A 1-step order form would say like, what's your credit card information, right? And that would scare me away. Like, I'm not going to put my credit card information online. I'm not going to do that. But a 2-step order form, right, is the opposite. It says all you need to put in here is your first name, last name, email address, and phone number, and you can get your 3-day free trial, right? Nothing to lose. So I do that, and I hit go to step 2, and guess what's on step 2? The credit card information, all right? But I'm already this far in. So it increases the chances of me moving forward. Plus, if I don't fill out the credit card information, he's got my information to send me emails and phone numbers saying, hey, you didn't fill it out. Here's another offer, right? It's a pretty smart way to get leads in the door that way. All right, but then he's also got this thing called the offer stack, and I'm going to give this away in the second half of the presentation. The offer stack is basically, I'm here, remember, I'm sitting in my bed in Mexico, right? Going through the sales funnel. I just watched his 10-minute sales video. And I'm at this point of like, okay, I'm going to sign up for the 3 free day trial. I've got my credit card in my hand, or maybe it's on the dresser, and my brain is saying, should I go get my credit card out? Do I need to walk across the room and get it out? My brain looks down the page and it reminds itself that I can get a free weekly training. I can get the daily motivations. I can get the community. I can get the live Q&A every week. This is what makes me get up and go pick up my wallet that's across the room and actually put my credit card information in. Okay, so the offer stack is huge, plus the free bonus. So I just want to pause. If you have a website right now where you're trying to sell something and you don't have an offer stack and you don't have a free bonus, just realize that's something you can add to your page. It's going to increase your conversions. Okay. And so then after I put that stuff in here, I get to choose what I want to do, right? So here he's giving me the free trial. It's a 3-day free trial. And I just want to point out another sneaky thing. As 2 options. I can get the 3 days for free. And my plan is to just take the 3 days and then cancel within 3 days so I don't have to pay anything, right? But how many people forget to cancel? A ton of people forget to cancel, right? So he's giving me 2 options. I can either do $97 a year or the $19.95 a month. Okay, now which do you think people choose more, the $20 a month or a whole $100 for a year? I think a lot of people would choose the $20 a month because it's cheaper, right? Well, what's 20 times 12? It's $240. Okay, so this one's actually cheaper, but he probably makes a ton more money having people sign up for this one just because he made it a monthly thing. Now that's if they stay with it for 12 months and they don't cancel, which I'm sure a lot of them do, but still interesting sales tactic. And then look at this thing right here. He's got this order bump. Okay, this is like this one-time offer thing is what he says. That's the only time you can get it is right now. Click on this button and you'll get, it's only $97 extra. Okay. And again, I'm just here to diagnose this thing. I have no interest in buying any of this stuff. I just wanted to go through his funnel and see what he's got and noticing all the things that he has on here. And he's also got this bottom right-hand corner. He's got this clock ticking down. Okay. And so I'm thinking, all right, I'll sign up for the 3-day free trial and I'll cancel in 3 days. I'll pick the $19.90 thing a month and I'll skip the order bump. Okay. I'm ready for my thank you page, but that's not what comes next. What comes next is an upsell. Right? And he's got another video. This is a 32-minute long video. Okay, so right now looking at this, I look at it and go, this looks cheesy as all get out, right? This is super salesy. This looks like junk mail. But you got to remember, when people are shopping, they're in a different state of mind. It's what we call beta brain, right? It's where your brain is just looking for green, red. It's like, yes, no, yes, no. And capturing a video here, like, it's different. You're in a different mindset, okay? And the whole like analyzing, is it cheesy or not, goes out the window. And your brain is just saying like, This sounds like a good deal, right? So I say no to this one. And again, what comes next? Another upsell. Okay, I say no to this one. Again, another video, another headline, just like we talked about. Guess what comes next? Another upsell. And at this point, I'm kind of laughing like, oh my gosh, this guy just brings one upsell after another. It's crazy, right? Another upsell, another video, another opportunity for people to give him a bunch of money. This one for $997. This is the big ticket thing that he's trying to get from people. Okay, upsell. And then finally, I get to the thank you page. And guess what's there? Right? Another upsell. Here's the options to say yes to all the upsells. And then here's his final sales pitch to try to get me to spend that money. Okay, so there I am, again, sitting at Mexico at 2:30 in the morning, right? And I'm kind of like this. Okay, might be how you guys are feeling right now too, right? I was like, what did I just see, right? Because like here I am in Mexico. How many other people, right, across the world, right, are watching these sales videos? And where is Jordan? He's probably on a yacht somewhere, right? But he just gave me like a 45-minute presentation across 5 different sales videos, and he tried to close me like 5 times. Now, I've had websites in the past, but they never tried to sell like this. And I have lots of friends with websites, and they don't make any money, right? But here's this guy, Jordan, who's just crushing it online. So I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm obsessed. I want to learn more about sales funnels. And so I started looking at all of these different sales funnels that I found online. I clicked on every single ad that came my way, and I started noticing some patterns. I saw that this orange button right here looked an awful lot like this orange button down here. And this form right here looked an awful lot like this form. And this is the same 2-step order form that Jordan had on his page. So I'm like, well, what's going on? I feel like a detective. I'm like, what's going on? And I found ClickFunnels. This is the software that everybody was building this stuff on. And I was like, what is ClickFunnels? They have tens of thousands of people that flock to their big conventions every year. This is a bunch of their users on stage. These people in the 2 Comma Club Award, they made $10 million in a funnel in a year. So this guy and his business owner, $10 million. This guy and his family, 10 million bucks. This guy, $10 million in a sales funnel. It's all by this guy, Russell Brunson. He's kind of their nerdy marketing and tech wizard guy. And they've got 273,000 Facebook members in their group. I totally bought in. I was like, I'm going to buy this guy's books. I bought traffic secrets to learn how to put traffic into my funnel. I bought expert secrets to learn how to like position yourself as an expert on the funnels. I bought the $100 like build a funnel in 30 days program. Okay, and I was just obsessed. Then the pandemic happened. Okay, I was no longer in Mexico. I'm back at my hometown living with my mom because you can't couch surf during a global pandemic. Okay, I'm back in Lincoln City and I'm learning about the sales funnels thing. There's no more photo shoots happening. And I reached out to my friend who sells a chess set online. And he says, you know how to do funnels, right? I was like, well, I'm learning. So let's do a funnel for my chess set. I said, okay, what's going on? He goes, well, I sell this chess set on Amazon. But every time somebody buys a chess set on Amazon, they're actually Amazon's customer, not mine. He's like, so I don't get any of their names, their phone numbers, or emails. I have no way to like resell them or ask them how business is going or anything. And I said, cool, well, let's build a sales funnel that collects emails. So he spent like 65 bucks a month on a Facebook ad. It went to this funnel that I built for him. And we were giving away this free strategy guide, right? This is a guide that comes in the chess set, but he had a PDF version that he could just send them for free via email, right? So we said, hey, it's worth 15 bucks. You can get it for free. Give us your email and your name. And it worked. We started getting a bunch of emails. And then he said, the other thing is like, once I send the chess set to people, I want to put a warranty card in the box. So when they get the product, they have to fill out our information on our funnel. So we get their customer information just from doing the warranty. And it worked. We got a bunch of people giving us their information for the warranty cards too. So I guess it's pretty cool, but we couldn't figure out the tech. Okay, it was a cool funnel, but I couldn't figure out how to get the drip email sequences to automatically fire every time somebody sent it in. And we just got overwhelmed stitching together all the stuff. We were seeing other people's ads. We would click on stuff and they'd send us like a text campaign to our phone. We tried to figure that out and just couldn't figure it out. We were like, man, this is hard. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to go back to the internet. I'm going to learn some more stuff. And once I signed up for ClickFunnels, you guys, I was getting ads out the yin yang from every coach and guru saying, hey, give us money and we'll teach you how to make this stuff work. Well, these guys got my money. Okay. They have about 7,000 people in their group. I paid them, over $1,000 to teach me how to do this stuff. And they said, hey, Darren, like ClickFunnels is cool, but there's this thing called High Level. It's even cooler. It's basically ClickFunnels plus SMS, plus the email, plus the CRM. And the coolest thing about it is you can white label it, right? You have to become a marketing agency to use it, but you can tell everyone that it's your software, and then you can customize it for those people. And so that's what I did. I started my own agency called Hyperscale. I was like, I'm going to help people on Amazon. That's what I'm going to do, right? But I only had one client. My buddy's selling the chess set, right? I was helping one other person do some lead generation stuff for some banking things. And I just, being in Lincoln City, I went to a Chamber of Commerce meeting. And I met an old friend who said, you should look at this job with Rain. They need someone with production experience, they need someone with marketing experience. And it seems like a cool group of people. And it is a cool group of people. And so I applied for the job and I got the job. And guess what I do for Rain? I make sales funnels, right? So I made the funnel for RAINcap, right? This is where you guys can do crowdfunding with this, like the #1 crowdfunding platform in the country called Republic. We have a whole program to help you guys get ready to apply for that. This RAINmaker accelerator that you're in right now, I made the funnel for that. And anytime we meet people in community, I'm going to get them connected. We made a funnel for that. And unlike when I was struggling to get that dang chess set thing figured out, we now have the SMS, the email, the CRM, the surveys, the payments, donors can give us money, and the workflows to keep it all in place. And so in a 2-year sort of deep dive into digital marketing, I went from being this broke entrepreneur, right, who had no idea what was about to hit me. I was doing photo and video production. I had no idea about digital marketing, right? To now, I mean, I'm not The Rock, but internally, like I overcame something, right? Like I slayed that dragon. And I feel like I kind of became a champion in my own right for myself to overcome that big sort of fall. Okay. So that was my story. I was trying to tell that in about 10 minutes. I think it took me about 13. Okay, my #1 goal today was to show you guys everything I observed over a 2-year deep dive into digital marketing. Okay, the second half of the presentation, I'm going to give you guys some tools, but I wanted to sort of take a breath here. I want to take a break and kind of just go to Ani with any kind of questions that we have at this point.
Could I make a comment?
Yes, who is that?
Yeah.
This is Robert. Sorry, I think my video's off. So when we, and you might get into this, Darren, when in the second half, when we talk about sales, you know, as humans, at least as Americans, I don't know if this is the case elsewhere, but we're conditioned, we're trained through you know, videos with slimy auto salesmen, you know, we're conditioned to feel that sales is a bad thing. And I just want to remind everybody that sales is merely the process of converting somebody who's interested in what you have into a client. And if, presuming you all have something that the world needs, you have something that people desire, sales is only going to feel bad if you feel like you're trying to push your product or service onto someone that doesn't need it. But if your focus is to find people who need, want, desire what you have, the sales process should be celebratory. So I want us to, I think it's important for us to kind of recondition ourselves, retrain ourselves that sales is the celebration of finding those people who actually want and desire what you want and need what you have to offer, and making that happen. So I just think there's a reframing there that's really valuable.
Yeah, here.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Robert. It's very important to have the change of perspective. It really is a perception that we just need to overcome. And Darren, the chat is being full with so much praise for your presentation and for sharing your story. It's very raw, and that's what we need. So I want to ask you one question over here. Can you tell us what are 3 misconceptions about sales funnels?
Yeah, I can tell you about some of the misconceptions I had when I got started. One of them was that if I build it, they will come. I thought, hey, I'm going to spend all this time making this cool sales. And I did. I spent like 3 months building the perfect sales funnel. And then nobody even knew it existed, right? Like you have to put traffic into the funnel. So if you have existing customers, if you're an existing business, you've been open for 10 years, maybe you have a client list of 5,000 emails or something, you can email those people and you'll get 5,000 people, you know, maybe 2,000 will actually click on your email and get there, but you'll have traffic going through your funnel. If you don't have that, you have to find a way to get people there. And Ellen talked about maybe joining other podcasts, and you can talk about your business that way. But the most common way is doing paid traffic, right? And if you have $150, $200 sitting around each month that you can put towards a Facebook ad, that can drive traffic to your funnel. But I think the big misconception is that you just, once you have a sales funnel, it's over. And it's like, no, it's really just kind of step one. I think another misconception is that one funnel is enough. You know, the funnels that I was seeing, because again, I was on YouTube, right? And I'm like, I'm clicking on these things, I'm seeing funnels, I'm like, whoa, they're just crushing it with this funnel. This thing must make so much money, right? Well, I didn't see the 30 funnels they tested to get that one perfect funnel, right? Like they tried and tried and tried and tried again, and they probably wasted a lot of money to see if that funnel was going to work. So it's important. The cool thing is there's a ton of funnel builders out there, you guys. You can just Google it and research it. There's Samcart. I mean, even a lot of your existing software can build a funnel for you, right? If you're on Wix or whatever you're on, you can do these things on your existing technology. But they make it so easy to pump these out. Like spend 8 hours making a funnel, not 3 months, right? And make a bunch of them. Make 3, 4, 5 different funnels, put them out there, test them, show them to friends and family. So that's, I think, a big misconception. I wish I wouldn't have wasted so much time trying to make the perfect one. And then I think the third thing is like, whenever I share certain funnels with people, like the big misconception is that everybody has to like it. You have to remember, it's like you're capturing people in this specific heat of the moment. It's like this fit of passion. They're looking to buy. And so people think it, I think a lot of times I'll show clients like what we want to do with them. And they're like, that's too salesy. And it's like, okay, but all of the evidence shows that this is what actually converts people, because people don't want to go through a bunch of questions. They just want to think yes or no, yes or no. And these funnels present yes or no really well in a compelling way. And I think that's a big misconception, is that your sales funnel has to look like your website, but it doesn't. So I'd say those are like the three big misconceptions that I was running into when I was getting started.
Awesome, thank you. So testing is quite important in that sense. Now,
yeah, it is. And the good news about testing, just to point that out,
yeah.
Rachel's covering testing next week, right? So Rachel's going to talk about testing next week.
Awesome. Now, can you tell us what are the 3 most common mistakes with sales funnels?
Yeah, I think the biggest mistake I see when I'm consulting people on, sometimes people make a funnel like, hey, it's not really converting. What's wrong? The biggest thing I see is copy that talks about yourself rather than speaking to the specific desire of the customer who's landing on your page, right? So instead of being like, and Robert talked about in the first week, like it's important to get your statement. And he mentioned this isn't exactly your marketing statement. This is like your business like statement. This is like understanding who you are, what you have to offer. It's like your elevator pitch. It doesn't mean it's going to be like the headline of your sales funnel. Okay. People kind of mention like it's kind of ick, it's kind of salesy. This is almost like the infomercial of the internet in a way. Okay. It's like direct marketing. All right. And direct marketing is like the cleaning and scrubbing, right? The backaches and the headaches, like that's what they're speaking to, because people go, yeah, I hate that part. What have you got to solve that for me? And so I think the biggest mistake I see is people not speaking directly to the either internal desire or external desire of the person who's at that point of the sales process. So that's really important to do that part. And then I'd say the other big mistake I see is like, I totally fall into this because I'm pretty aesthetically driven. I like design. Because the ugliest funnels do the best, right? People over design them and they make them look super pretty. And all it does is just distract that beta brain. It's like, I was showing you Jordan Belfort's thing, right? The guy's a millionaire. You can't tell me he didn't spend a ton of money hiring really good people to build that funnel. And it had green button, red button, like literally go, stop, like the most basic crap. And I would say that looks like garbage, right? But it works. And so I think it's the biggest mistake I see is people over design their funnels. They try to put too much in there, keep it really simple. I think that's important. And I think the last thing is just like, this isn't new. This technology's been around for like, I'd say 8 years-ish, maybe 6, 7 years that it's been like what it is. ClickFunnels been around for a while, and this really kind of took off in the mid like 2010s. So there's just been so many people that have been successful. It's pretty much figured out. Like if you were going to do a direct mail campaign, okay, if you're going to say, I'm going to go to the USPS, I'm going to print out a bunch of things, I'm going to send it out to like 20,000 people in my community, would you just like go make one and send it out? Or would you try to like do some research of like, what's the best thing to put on my flyer? The research has already been done. Sales funnels, the proof's in the pudding, right? The things that convert, there's templates you can get. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Don't waste time designing your own thing and thinking you know better. Just follow the system, follow the templates for these things. So I'd say that's my third mistake. And I've fallen into that mistake where I was like, what if I put it up here? It's like, no, dude, just keep it the way everyone else does it. It works. So that's my response to that.
Awesome. Can I ask one more question?
Yeah, of course.
What is the right amount of upsells?
Oh, it totally depends. It totally depends. It depends on your product, right? Like your offering. And that's one of the breakout sessions is actually figuring out what your offer stack is. Okay. So if I have a business, say that like, let's say I sell flowers. Okay. So I could say, hey, everyone, get a dozen roses for 20 bucks. Right. And they say, oh, it's cool. Here's 20 bucks. I get a dozen roses. Okay. My next upsell might be like, hey, Valentine's Day is coming up. You can get like another dozen of roses, like prepaid, pay this much and you'll get another dozen roses then. That might be a cool upsell. And then be like, hey, you can get a gift wrapped, right? That might be another upsell. And so they say, okay, that's cool. And then I'd say speedy delivery, like get it delivered super fast. Like that could be another upsell, right? It's just the whole idea behind the upsells is like, think of it this way. If you were to walk into like, say a Walmart and say, hey, I'm going to go camping. I need to kind of get all this stuff to go camping this weekend. I want to do a big cookout with my friends. They'd say, great. If you're going to go camping, you probably need a tent, right? And say, yeah, I need a tent. Okay, great. We'll go get the tent. Okay. They say, well, if you got the tent, you might need like a sleeping mattress, right? Like, yeah, I need a sleeping mattress. Okay, cool. We'll go get the sleeping mattress. Well, if you got the sleeping mattress in the tent, you probably want s'mores, right? It's like, yeah, I want s'mores. Okay, cool. Let's go get the marshmallows, right? If you got the marshmallows, you probably need the graham crack. You probably need the chocolate. That's what the upsells is, right? It's hard for me to walk in and go, hey, we got a complete camping package. It's only $2,000. You get the tent, you get the mushroom. It's like one step at a time. Is the upsells is just walking people through what's the next logical step. Okay. And then at the end, when I'm at the cash register, it's like, oh, cool. I got the tent. I got the sleeping bag. I got the s'mores. Like that's the offer stack at the end being like, oh yeah, this is totally worth it. But it took one step at a time for me to realize that this is what I wanted to do. If that makes sense.
Awesome. Thank you. And
Yeah.
we do have a few more questions over there, but we can do that after we
Cool.
come back.
Cool. I'll jump back into the presentation here. Let me get back to the page. I think I have to do it this way. Yep, here we go. Okay, so now I mentioned I was going to give you guys 3 tools that all successful online marketers use. And those are the roadmap for funnels, the upsell ladder to increase your average cart value, and the offer stack worksheet, which is what we're going to do in the breakout session. So first of all, the roadmap for funnels, okay? The basic roadmap, the most simple way of looking at this is that there's an ad, right? Or some way to get people to the funnel. Okay, there's a lander or a landing page, okay? Or a funnel page. People kind of ask me, what's the difference between a landing page and a funnel page, right? Basically the same thing. Like they are the same thing. I use those words interchangeably. And then after they get to your lander, whether they convert or not, you're going to send them a drip email campaign, right? You're going to send them an email saying, hey, thanks for buying it. And then a week later, you're going to say, hey, how are you enjoying it? And then 3 days later, you're going to say, hey, would you like this other thing? And then 2 days later, you say, would you leave us a review, right? You're going to do a drip of email sequences after that. And if they don't buy, you're going to send them a drip email sequence saying, hey, how come you didn't buy, right? Here's another offer. And if they click on that, guess what it is? It's going to go back to another landing page, another funnel, right? So these things kind of build on themselves. But the basic roadmap is there's an ad, a landing page, and a drip email sequence. Now, it can get more complicated than that, right? You can do an ad that goes to one landing page, right? That gets their information, that then puts them to a sales page. And this is kind of what Jordan had going on, right? He had multiple pages. If you're in lead generation, like if you're helping real estate agents, or if you're an insurance broker, right? You might want to get on the phone with people, right? So you can do a Facebook ad saying like, do you need life insurance? Like, don't leave your family stranded when you die, right? They click on that ad, okay? And they click here and they go, hey, we got this cool thing. I work in Corvallis. I'm a super nice person. Click here to fill out your form. They fill out a little form, right? It goes to things saying, hey, thanks for your cool form. We'll be giving you a call. Boom. you get to call the person and say, hey, this is George. I just saw you filled out the form. They go, wow, that was cool, George. Yeah. And then you take them through all these different processes. So the roadmap can get complicated, but the basic is that there's an ad to a landing page to a drip email sequence. Okay. So for RAINcap, here's a good example. We have a Facebook ad for RAINcap, right? They click on the ad, it goes to a landing page. They fill out the survey. They get emails saying, hey, thanks for filling out the survey. It's time to book a call with Rick. If they don't book a call with Rick, we get another email saying, hey, how come you haven't booked a call with Rick? Right? They book a call with Rick, right? And then guess what? Rick says, yeah, you guys are ready for this. Boom, they get another drip email sequence to take the next steps in our process. Okay, now I want to show a good example here of ad lander drip for this woman who has made a ton of money selling soap. She just makes soap. Okay, and I know there's a ton of people with Etsy stores or Shopify stores and they sell soap, but she followed the process, okay, and she made kind of like a QVC style video, you know, an infomercial style video. She's just like, hey, did you know that soap dries out your skin? And, you know, all the big companies are lying to you with their chemicals and stuff, right? Get this organic soap, it works better. You click on the ad and it goes to her landing page, which has exactly what we're talking about, the headline, the supporting text in a video, the call to action, the selling points, right? She's got everything here. Here's the social proof. This is huge. And now I want to stop here and just mention, if you guys don't think you have social proof, I'm calling you out. You totally have social proof. Somewhere in your phone, somebody has texted you saying, hey, this is really cool. Or there's an email from somebody somewhere, okay? Just because you see these 5 stars on Amazon doesn't mean you have to sell on Amazon to have 5 stars on your review. Okay, you can get a designer or you can go into Canva and say, hey, friend, would you give me 5 stars for that review you sent me? Yeah, dude, totally, 5 stars. Okay, great. I'm putting 5 stars on that review. I'm not saying you're lying, okay? This isn't like, I'm not saying that this is Amazon. You're just saying, look, I sell soap, right? And I've got a bunch of 5-star reviews from people, whether they're friends or actual customers. But you have happy customers, ask them for reviews. It doesn't have to go through Google. This might be like her Google reviews and she's got like a web app that puts her Google reviews on her website, which is really cool. And that's totally legit. But if you're just getting started and you don't think you have social proof, I'm telling you, you do have social proof. So put it on your website. And then of course, she's got her call to actions and her position as an expert, okay? So she had the ad, this is her landing page that totally follows the system. And guess what happens after that? Email after email after email. This is the drip email sequence, okay? And you can look at the dates over here. I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 emails in March alone, right? Okay, here's another example. This one is Organifi. These guys have made tens of millions of dollars selling green powder, right? Green powder, it's like this green drink. I went to their Facebook ad library to pull the ads. I did this today. They're going hard in Brazil right now. So all their ads are do they speak Portuguese in Brazil? So anyway, yeah, they do. So it's all in Portuguese. All right, but look at these ads. They got the user generated content, right? So I guarantee you she does not work for Organifi. They just paid someone who's good at making TikTok ads to talk about Organifi. Good idea, because people trust strangers on the internet that look like normal people. And then they have the beautiful ad here of just kind of the product feature, right? And they've got the, what I call an infographic type ad, right? So they got all these different ads that go to their landing page, right? Ad lander drip. And look here, they've got this awesome landing page that has the headline, has supporting text. I put this one in here because I think it's a really cool example of a landing page for a specific product. They just sell one thing, one green juice. It's not red juice, yellow juice. It's just, they literally just sell this. And this page, look at these selling benefits. This is so good, right? This converts like crazy. Look at this beautiful layout of their ingredients, right? So if you sell anything like this, like take note of this landing page. It's really cool. And guys, look at the social proof, right? Boom, there's all it's just from their Facebook page, right? They just copied the stuff. They did a screen capture of their Facebook Messenger, people saying, ooh, yummy, I want juice like this. And they put it on their landing page. It makes people trust them, okay? Big social proof, call to action. Now, here's one we haven't seen before. This is huge. The guarantee. Now, we did this with my buddy's chess business and it worked so well. You guys, you can offer a 365-day money back, 100% no risk guarantee, because you know how many people are actually going to take you up on that? Like two people will actually take the time to box up their, in this case, green juice, put it in a box with all the stuffing, march it down to the post office and send it back, right? Most people just go, ah, crap, it didn't work for me, right? But it's going to help you convert so much because it just takes away the risk. And then one of the biggest reasons people don't buy is risk. So offer a killer guarantee, right? Just go nuts on your guarantee saying, hey, we want customer satisfaction 100%. If anything's ever wrong, just send it back, money returned, no questions asked, because there's hardly anybody that's actually going to take action on that for returning it, but they'll totally take action to buy from you because you offer that kind of a guarantee, which is really cool. All right. And then I wanted to just show, this is just another brilliant way they've laid this out. I think marketing schools talk about like this being like the Apple strategy. Apple computers always usually has 3 product lines. It's not 5 products, it's not 4, it's always 3. They have 3 different laptops in each category that you can buy. It's kind of like the Goldilocks principle. One's too cold, one's too hot, one's just right. Okay, notice how this one's a little bit taller. It's like bigger than the other ones around it. It's got this red box. It says most popular. Okay, even in their pricing strategy, look, this is normally $80, says them. Currently $57.95. So you save $8 on each one when you buy 3 of them, right? This one's also a per month. This is just a one-time purchase. They've really sweetened the deal to say, hey, this is clearly the best deal. Okay. And instead of them, again, they ran an ad, ads cost money. So they had to pay some money to get you to their landing page. And let's say they paid $15 to get you there. Okay. They paid $15 to get you there. They could either get $57 from you, or they could get $150 from you, right? This is clearly for them, like that $15 to get you this landing page, they want to get the money from you. And they're doing so by selling more stuff. Now, look, again, this isn't different products. This is the same product. You can just get 1, 3, or 6. So if you just sell one product, and you're like, Darren, I can't do an offer stack because I just have one product. I call BS, because you can do whatever you want with that one product, just offer more of it, right? And so it's a pretty sweet sales tactic. And then of course, what's missing? The position at the expert. And then you guessed it, a ton of emails, right? Here's the drip emails. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 emails, 12 emails just in May. Okay, so that's the ad, lander, drip. All right. I'm going to go fast. I want to keep going. So that's secret number 1, right? Is the funnel map, right? The roadmap to a funnel. And the next, I want to talk about the upsell ladder. Okay, the upsell ladder is how you increase your average cart value. This can be a lead magnet to your core offer to the upsell. All right. A good example is like you can give something away for free, like my buddy with our chess set, right? He's giving away a free PDF, right? And then he's going to sell his chess set at a certain price, and then he's going to upsell the next thing and upsell the next thing and upsell the next thing. I'll give you an example of, like, let's say I'm a yoga influencer. Okay, I teach a bunch of yoga stuff. I would say I'm going to run an ad saying, hey, get my free PDF that shows you like the 5 best yoga stretches before bed. Okay, and people will click on that and say, cool, I'll get a free PDF. And now I can send them a bunch of emails saying, hey, for only $4.95, you can join like my course. I have like a 5-part video series for only $5. Gets you in, you can watch these like videos that show you exactly how to do what I showed you in the PDF, right? They buy that. And then for $14.95, like, hey, you can get a cool yoga mat, right? That maybe cost me $3 to manufacture and $5 to ship, $14 to get that yoga mat, right? And then for $150, hey, get lifetime unlimited access to my entire teaching series, right? It teaches you exactly everything you'll need to know about yoga. Okay. And then for $14.95, hey, come join me down in Mexico or here in the US, right? In Colorado, I've got a cool yoga getaway, a 3-day yoga training, right? So again, you could just say, I'm a yoga teacher. I don't know how to make money online. Well, this is how you would make money online as a yoga teacher. You use the upsell ladder, right? And this is basically like, what different things can you offer at these different price points? Because once you get someone in here for free, and it's a lot easier to have someone get something from you for free than it is to try to sell them $1,500, right? But after they got the free thing and they liked it, and they got the videos and they liked it, and they got the yoga mat and they liked it, right? They're more willing to say yes to these bigger offers, right? So let's go back to what Jordan had here. All right, this is going to be for all you math guys. This is going to be a lot of fun. All right, his initial offer was free. All right, there's this free deal, okay, in his value ladder, free for 3 days. Then after that, it was the $97 a year, or the $239 a year, which was sneakily presented as $20 a month. Okay. Then he had his order bump for $97. Then he had an upsell for $49, and then another upsell for $199, an upsell for $99, and then his big upsell for $997. Okay. So let's just do some quick math. If he just sold his core offer, and let's say he got 100 customers, I'm not saying he got them right away. Maybe it took him 6 months to acquire that. But I bet with his ad spend, because he could do YouTube videos all over the world, he probably got a lot of customers pretty quick. Let's say half of those 100 customers did the 97 a year, and half of them did the $240 a year. Okay. So his total over 100 customers is $16,000, $820. His average cart value, meaning each time someone bought from him, the average purchase size was $168. Okay. Now, how many of the 100 customers do you think would actually say yes to the order bump? Like half, 20%, 10%? We're going to say 3%. 3% of the people that came to his landing page and that actually bought the core offer, we're going to say 3% said yes to the order bump. Okay. It's pretty much industry standard. That's an extra $291 in his pocket, only increases the average cart value by a little bit. Then we're going to say 3% for the next one. Now, I'm not saying it's the same 3%, not the same 3 people. Maybe they skipped this first one, but after watching that second video, they're like, oh, maybe I'll get this offer, right? But we're still going to say 3%. Added even more, all right? Each upsell basically adds to his average cart value. Look at this, $211 average cart value, just by having 3% say yes to each opt-in. Again, doesn't have to be the same 3 people, compared to 168. You guys, that's a 20% increase. 20%. Do you want to add 20% to your bottom line? Like, that's huge, right? You can either put that money in your pocket and have a better Christmas, or you can reinvent it back in your business to increase your ad spend, right? By increasing your ad spend, now you can, again, money, it takes money to acquire a customer. Instead of saying I only have a profit margin of a certain size to acquire a customer, you just increase that by 20%. Now you can go into the marketplace and beat your competition, pay more to acquire a customer online. Okay. So that's what the value ladder is all about there, and the upsell ladder, and why upsells are so important. Okay. And now just to kind of close it out, I want to close this out here with the offer stack. This is the third sort of giveaway. I'm giving you guys the third trick that I see a ton of online marketers using, and this is the offer stack. This is a way to create an irresistible offer without discounting your service. Okay. And the question is, what can you offer to sweeten the deal? And I want you to think of these 4 things. Okay. Can you offer information? Can you just give away information? That's kind of what I was saying with like the yoga teacher giving away the free PDF, right? It doesn't cost you much to make a PDF, right? Can you offer something around time, right? Like, hey, you can get it faster or quicker, or it can save you time. Okay. What I'm talking about here with this offer stack is, what can you offer to them? Like, if you buy this, then you get these things. Okay. You can do this one-time offer thing, saying, hey, you know, this is the only time that you can get this. And then you can also give them access that they otherwise wouldn't be able to have. Okay. So let's say, I'll stick with my yoga example. Okay. You get the free PDF thing, right? Which is cool. And if you get it now, let's see, it doesn't quite work there. The one-time offer thing, you could say, this offer won't be here for the summer. It's just a limited time course. The access thing here, this is my favorite trick I've seen on Access, is giving people access to a private Facebook page of other people just like them, right? Like with RAINmaker here, we've created the private Facebook group, and there's 170 people in there. There's some value to that, right? It didn't cost us anything to make that, but there is value there. There's a ton of knowledge base in there. There's community in there, and you can do the same thing for your business. Okay, let's say that I have a good example. Let's say you are in the kayak rental business, okay, and you rent kayaks for a living. Okay, you rent kayaks for $35 an hour, and so does your competitor down the street. What can you offer to sweeten the deal? Okay, well, here's what I'm proposing. Information. You can give away free information. You could say, hey, come down to Joe's Kayak Shack, and when you get your kayak for $35 an hour rental, you also get access, right? Access to our Google Maps link that has all the best put-ins across the state, right? We'll send you our Google Map link that tells you every cool place to put in your kayak for the best kayak experience, right? Time. right? You could say, hey, don't have time to learn how to kayak? Watch our YouTube video, right? When you sign up for a kayak, we'll give you the free Google Maps. We'll give you a link to our YouTube playlist that teaches you how to kayak the right way. Okay, that's cool. You could also say, this week only, right? You make people feel like they got to take action. And to Robert's point, sales is a celebratory thing because what you're doing is you're convincing people to take action in their life and making a new decision, right? They might think, I don't know if I should go kayaking, but because you've done this, you've made it so much easier for them and they can actually get stoked to go kayaking because, hey, time is limited, right? We don't know how much time we have left. So make them get out there and do that kayaking. And then here's the access part too, right? You could say, if once you get our kayak thing, you get part of Joe's Kayak Shack, like pioneer group, right? It's this whole group of other people who love kayaking just like you, but you only get access to that private Facebook page if you rent from us. Okay, so again, did Joe's Kayak Shack lose any money by doing this? Did they offer a discount? Did they say it's 20% off if you do it now? That's just throwing money away. No discounts allowed, you guys. Here's an example of Russell Brunson, the whole funnel hacker guy. This is his offer stack. Okay, he says for $100 you get all of this, right? This is like me standing at the cash register with all my camping gear. You get 30 days of video coaching, right? That's $1,000 value. 30 days of life coaching with our implementation coaches, $1,000 value. New one-pager digital workbook, right? Look closely, a one-pager digital workbook, that costs them nothing. It's a PDF they send to you, but it goes in the offer stack and they can say that it costs $247. Okay, 30 access to the Facebook group, right? Big bonus. Look at these bonuses you get. I want you to remember, this looks cheesy to me right now, but when I'm in shopping mode, this is just like, yes, I want that. Yes, I want that. I need that. Yes, I need that, right? Total value of $3,126, strike through $100. Do you accept it? Absolutely. Big red button, right? Give it to me. So for our offer stack worksheet, I want you to think about your business, your version of Joe's Kayak Shack. Okay. If you own a dance studio, if you own
Looks like Darren froze. Oh, you're back.
Oh.
Good.
Yeah. Where'd you lose me?
Not
Like 2 seconds ago.
Dance studio.
Okay. I was just saying, if you own a ski rental business, if you own an internet compliance company, okay, think about what you can put in your offer stack, right? What other free bonuses can you give away that don't cost you much, right? That don't discount your prices, but increase the perceived value of doing business with you. So that's our breakout activity. But before I go, I said I had one more last thing for you guys, which was a talk about mindset. Okay. I want you to remember, growth is not linear, right? It's important as entrepreneurs to expect to be a problem solver. Okay. There's that funny joke that we'll work 80 hours to avoid working a 40-hour work week, right? We are creative people. We want to put something into the world that otherwise wouldn't be there. Okay. That's why I work for an economic development agency, right? Because this world needs people to put products and offerings into the world. If not, we'd all just be sitting around staring at rocks. But this stuff is hard. It's not easy. And it's not just like, from start to finish. That's just not how the world works. It's not what growth looks like. So when it comes to mindset, there's so many things we cannot control. We have no idea what tomorrow is going to bring. I don't know what problems are facing me next month. But what I can control is my attitude, right? To say, this is who I am. I'm a guy that just breaks through problems no matter what. And I expect there will be problems. And I know I'm going to lose a business again someday. I know I'm going to have to go cry my brains out about something else that's hard. But I don't care. I'll be fine. I'm fine. You guys, you're okay, right? However difficult this may be, however frustrating the process is, you got this, right? Just keep going. You are making progress, okay? Whether, even if you're like down here, right? It feels like you're down here, you're not here, right? And if you just keep going, you're going to get up here. So I think I just wanted to talk about that with y'all because it is something I experienced personally, and it really changed not just my relationship to work, but just my relationship with myself, recognizing that regardless of what comes my way, if I just keep an attitude of focusing on what I can control, which is my attitude and my work ethic and where my feet go, where my mind goes and what it focuses on, that I will be okay. Okay, so I just wanted to put that in your hearts and your minds today, that growth is not linear, and it's important to just expect the problems and whistle while you work. All right, because it's hard for everyone. It ain't easy. All right. Okay, well, with that said, let's jump into this offer stack worksheet. We're going to jump into the breakout rooms.
Can I get 1 second here? So the attendance form is new. We've been taking attendance manually and it's been very challenging. So we thought, hey, how about we create this form and ask all of the participants to sign in. Thank you, Ellen. She just put it back on the chat. Please fill it out. I just checked and there have been about 26 people that have filled that out. There are 93 people on this call at the moment. So if you can please take 2 seconds or maybe 3 to fill that out, we would really appreciate it. This is going to be, this is just a way that we're trying to simplify this process. You know that if you want to get your certificate of completion, you have to attend at least 8 sessions. And if you cannot attend the sessions, then send the 3 takeaways to either me or to Anna. That's it. Keep going, Darren.
Oh, that's it. I think it's time to jump into the breakouts. I wanted to make sure we have about 20 minutes because last thing I'll say, you guys, please spend some time getting creative on this. These offers are really important. And listen, when I've met with coaches that charge me like $300 an hour to talk to them about sales funnels, here's what they told me: Darren, it's all about the offer. You got to create a really good offer. The rest of it's just the tech stuff. Okay. So that's why I chose this as the breakout session, is regardless of what your business is, right? You can come up with cool bonuses and things to give away to increase the perceived value of why someone should do business with you. So I asked Ani to make sure we had 20 minutes to get creative, throw some spaghetti on the wall. I want you to be talkative in these breakout groups. And maybe if you're just quiet for 5 minutes and everybody thinks about what they need, come up with these solutions today, right? Come up with some offers that you can create for your business coming out of this session.
All right. Well, thank you, Darren. Your true stories are just very well appreciated. And you have just dissected sales funnels in a way that seems less intimidating. I'm not going to say that, oh, we're all going to do it right away, but it's definitely less intimidating and that it's a success.
Good.
All right.
Good.
So let's go into the breakout rooms. I have actually copied all of your questions here. So when we come back, we are going to tackle all those questions. And if we don't have time today to answer all of them, then we'll continue to answer them on mentor hours tomorrow. With that, I think we can all go into breakout rooms. Remember to just click on the bottom of your Zoom window. And the first is a list is going to show up when you click on the 3 buttons that say more. And you can click on breakout rooms right there and choose your breakout room. And if you guys don't remember your cohort number, it's okay. We're going to stay here on the main session as well. So don't worry about that. So let's give it a little bit of time for the guys to go in. And then we'll get started over here. Okay. The
Hey,
more
Annie, how are you?
good. So I have a question here of what is the more menu. So if you go down and navigate, put your mouse towards the bottom of your Zoom page,
Mhm.
a bar is going to come out. And in that bar, at the very end on the right, you're going to see 3 dots with the word more on the bottom. And once you click there, a list is going to show up. And the first one is the breakout rooms. And then you click there and you'll see a window pop up. At this point, it's okay. I mean, we don't have that big amount of people that are unassigned. So if you guys want to stay here, that's good. We're just going to pause the recording so that this can remain a private, safe space. And that way we can get started on. All right, we stopped the recording so people could share what they wanted. All right, so welcome back. It looks like we're gonna have some people coming back in slowly.
Quick question, Ani. How are we doing with our attendance survey? It's first time we've tried this. We really do need to get everybody to sign up. If you don't sign up, we're not going to know that you were here. Yeah, so please fill out that simple form, and if we could put it back in the chat again, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm uploading it to see how many submissions. Thank you, Nate. Thank you, Jade. Here seeing how many submissions we have. The page is reloading. Week 8. So we have 72. That's pretty good. All right. So hopefully we capture most of you, because I think in between mentors and facilitators, we have about 20 or 16 at least.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have some EICs present, so that is awesome. Thank you. This really helps you guys. We've been doing this manually, and with close to 100 people on each session, it's been quite challenging. So thank you so much. Darren, would you like to come back up into the spotlight?
I don't really have anything else to say. It's been a lot of fun. I was looking forward to this week and sort of sharing what I've got. I guess if I have anything to say, it's just that, vulnerability is strength. Every time that we show our vulnerabilities, it gives other people an opportunity to be a friend, right? And so when we show where we need help, you're really giving a gift to other people to step up and be a support in your life. And so I was really happy to sort of share my story. It seemed like it made an impact for a lot of people. So just a reminder to be vulnerable out there and let people know what you're going through. I see a few hands raised, so we can go through some questions there.
Absolutely. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions.
I was wondering, Darren, with a service-based business, I put this in the chat, and there were a couple other people that said they would like the answer. When you have a service-based business, I'm not gonna say when I say instead of you get your money back. So like I also have a book, so I could say you can get your money back if you don't like the book pretty easily. But if you have a service-based business, would I say something like you get, if you're not satisfied after 30 days, you can get the whole package price back, something like that? Or well, after they've had like 2 coaching sessions with me, maybe, I don't know. I'm not really sure what to do with that.
Yeah, that's a good one. You're talking about with the guarantee specifically,
right? The guarantee. Sorry, I didn't preface
That's
that.
okay.
But...
No, I'm following you. I think you're right. I think it's a little difficult to provide the guarantee when it comes to service-based business because it's a bit more one-on-one. I think you do have a higher percentage of people asking for things back, or you run the risk of that. I think it's different than e-commerce. I really do. I think when it comes to guarantees, it is a little bit different for e-com than it is for service-based businesses. I think the goal though behind the guarantee is trying to take away any risk that people have. Yep. And so if you can get creative around how to reduce risk on that initial meetup, and I would say I would even offer it just like on the first session of like, hey, if you don't think we're a good fit after our first session, like no problem, we'll just go our separate ways. But after one session, like if they book with you again and then they say they don't like it, like that's on them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think that's true because I think that's a good idea. Because I do offer like a 30-minute intake, and that is
Yeah.
free. And so
Yeah,
we
that's-
talk for 30 minutes. I ask them all kinds of questions. I kind of coach them through at least one little thing, that kind with time management. So
Yep.
yeah, I think what I'm doing is fine. I just need to say, this is risk-free. This, you get your first 30 minutes free, instead of saying, yeah, okay, I just need to reframe it. Thank
Yep,
you.
just a reframe. You got it. Yeah, just
I'll
tell the
just throw
story.
in
That's
there-
all we're
With my service business, I say cancel anytime. And that eliminates risk going down the road.
Okay. Okay.
That's real good. Yep, no contracts, right?
Well, yeah. What if they pay up front? For the time coaching. So
That's good.
for
You can still
the whole
cancel at
pack.
any time though, right?
They can say minus a 20% restocking fee or whatever, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Thanks.
so we are right at 10:30. So if you guys need to log off, you are welcome to. We have been recording the mentor hours lately and sending you guys the link and the password to be able to access those recordings on Zoom. And we will be doing that for tomorrow as well. I don't know, Darren, if you would like to continue answering questions right now, or if you want to wait until the mentor hour. I do know there's one raised hand over here, so maybe we can give this raised hand some time.
I'm happy to stick around. Yep, I like this kind of thing. I ain't got nothing else going on right now. Let's do it.
Awesome. So Tracy, it's your turn.
That free offer list that was at the end that had all those values. How did they just literally pull those numbers, like hit a calculator and that's what it's worth? Because the PDF worth $250. Part of me thinks, well, that is just dumb. What do you think? I'm dumb too? So I have mental issues with some of this.
Yep, I got you.
How do we determine worth?
All right, Tracy, what's your hourly rate?
When I'm doing massage, 100 an hour.
Okay, how long does it take you to put together a PDF on massage? Maybe 3 hours, 6 hours?
I get where you're going with that. Okay, that's helpful, because just depends if the ideas are flowing free and fast. It's a lot shorter, but the business oriented stuff does take me longer because it's not how my brain thinks. I can think in the body, I can think in herbs, but I don't think in computer stuff as well.
Yeah, and what would you say is the value of somebody, with the knowledge that you're putting on that PDF? How much money did you spend gaining all of that knowledge?
Well, not just the money, but the time too. I've been studying herbal stuff since the early 80s, and thousands and thousands of dollars in classes.
So what's the value of that?
Yeah, I don't know. Because to me, it's just stuff in my head, and now it's just part of me. So that's where I get stuck.
Think of maybe, what you're doing is you're creating a bridge, right? You're bridging something together for someone. So for them to get where you got, right, would take them a decade. And here you are giving it to them in a matter of minutes. What's that worth?
More than what I previously thought. I'm thinking it's a piece of paper. What is that, 10 cents a copy? So how did we get to 249? Now I get it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, it's important to value the time, the energy, and the money that you have spent to know what you know. If you have done something since the 80s, so what is it? It's 10,000 hours to be considered an expert on something. You're beyond that. So, maybe get an idea by looking at other people that offer something similar and see what the price tag is that they have on it. And then that way you have a point of reference. You don't have to copy the same thing, but you know, just do like a rough estimate of it. Like if you know you have spent $20,000 on it and at least 20,000 hours, and your hours are $100 each at this point, then that is $200,000. So that is $220,000 that you have spent, or that's the monetary value of the time and the monetary expense that you've had to learn all of those things. So divide that by the 20 years that you have been in business, and that's going to be, I don't know, the 200, that's going to be like $10,000. So, you know, like, have you noticed now the value of your time and energy and all you've put into it?
I am so glad I asked that question because I was stuck, so stuck on a very small number, and kind of resented, literally looking at some of those lists thinking, I just don't understand. So thank you. That was super helpful.
Thanks for asking the question.
Yeah. All right.
So I know we're done. Darren, fantastic job today. I think everybody's really thrilled with what you did. Just marvelous. I want to kind of reinforce what you've said here with just an acknowledgement that there is a difference between marketing and sales. Marketing is generating awareness and interest. Sales is the process of converting that interest into a client, into action. And when we think about our websites, I'd encourage everybody to think about your website and ask yourself honestly, is your website simply restating the marketing material that you put out in the world? Or is the website structured to answer somebody's questions and get them to take action? I think most websites are actually the former. Most websites are just more advertising. They're just more marketing, and they're not really shaped to actually convert an interested person into a client. And what Darren's done here is given you a template for converting your website, turning your website into a sales tool, which is what it is. If somebody is on your website, your marketing has already worked, right? They didn't find it accidentally. They found it because there's marketing that you've done out there that brought them to it. Now they're interested. Now that they've shown their interest simply by being there. So turn your website into a sales tool, and I think you'll be positively surprised by the results. Thanks again, Darren.
Yeah, of course, my pleasure. It's a lot of fun.